Anna Vishy, Greek, nu alpha beta sigma sigma eta, pronounced Anna Vishy, locally Anna 8, born December 20, 1957, also known as Anna Vishy, is a Greek-Cypriot singer, songwriter, actress, television presenter, radio personality, and businesswoman. She studied music at conservatories and performed locally before moving to the professional scene in Athens in 1973, where she signed with Minos and simultaneously collaborated with other musical artists and released promotional singles of her own while studying at the University of Athens. Vissi established herself in the recording industry by winning the Thessaloniki Song Festival in 1977 with the song as Kanoume Apopse Mian Arhi and releasing her debut album of the same name. Since the 1980s, Vissi began a nearly exclusive collaboration with songwriter Nikos Karvelas, to whom she was married to from 1983 to 1992 and had one child with, resulting in one of the most successful music partnerships in the nation's history. Together they created the label Karvelas, which resulted in legal issues with EMI Greece, and they then moved to CBS Records Greece, which later became Sony Music Greece. Over the course of her career she has released over 24 albums, most of which have been certified at least gold in the two countries, and has also starred in 3 theatrical productions and briefly ventured into television and radio. Vissi experimented with different styles of music, after becoming one of the first Greek artists to introduce Western pop and dance elements into Greek Laiko and Anteno. She became one of the most prominent portrayers of the Laiko pop hybrid genre and culture that was thriving from the mid-1990s into the mid-2000s. She landed her biggest commercial success with Focia, 1989, followed by the double Kravji, 2000, which became the 8th best-selling album of all time in terms of units, while 5 others, Katrino Galazio, 1979, Iapomeni Kinesi, 1985, Klima Tropico, 1996, Travma, 1997, and Antidoto, 1998, have also achieved 6-figure sales. She has a large number of successful singles, most of which have become classics, including her signature song Dodika, Methasmini Politia, Oh So Exo Funny, Pragmata, Agapi Ampervaliki, Psychedelia, Tomathidika Ronia, Treno, Stinpira, Atmosphera Electrismini, Kazi, and many more. Through the years she kept a strong fan base, sold out tours and shows, as was her latest shows in Rijks in winter 2011-12 and Hotel Irma 2015-2016, which was the most successful of the year. Since the late 1990s, Vissi has also made attempts at establishing a career abroad, most of which fell through and have had some negative repercussions on her domestic career. However, she struck some success with her 2005 single Call Me, which made her the first Greek or Cypriot artist to top the US Billboard Hot Dance Club Play chart, and has also represented Greece in the Eurovision Song Contest in 1980 and 2006, and Cyprus in 1982. Vissi has won 6 Arion Music Awards, 15 Popcorn Music Awards, and 9 Mat Video Music Awards. Vissi has received 37 platinum and 16 gold certifications from IFPI Greece and has become one of the country's best-selling artists of all time, having sold over 10 million records worldwide, and is one of the country's top-earning artists. In 2010, Alpha TV ranked Vissi as the 2nd top certified female artist in Greece in the phonographic era, since 1960, behind Haris Alexiou, while Forbes listed her as the 15th most powerful and influential celebrity in Greece and 4th highest ranked singer. Anna Vishy was born on December 20, 1957 in Pyla, Larnaca. She began singing from a very early age, starting her formal musical studies at the age of 6 at a local conservatory. At the age of 12 she entered a talent competition and won first prize. 2 years later, she was the main singer at ʻana Teleria, which was also her first TV appearance. In 1973, her family moved to Athens, where she was able to pursue her studies at the National Conservatory. She would eventually appear with a number of well-known Greek singers, such as George Delaris, Haris Alexiou, and Vasilis Papakonstantinou, in the famous nightclubs of Plaka, in Athens. During this time she also studied the law at the University of Athens. Her first important collaboration, alongside George Delaris, was with composer Stavros Kogioumpsis. Kogioumpsis composed 2 songs for Vissi, Kasigaupo, I Love You, and Sta Ronia Tizipomonies, in the Years of Patience. She also collaborated with many important Greek composers such as Mikis Theodorakis, 1974-1975, Georgios Hadjimasios, 1974, Doros Georgiadis, 1974, Nikos Karvelas, who later became her husband, 1975, and Mihalis Terzis, 1976. In 1977, she went on tour with George Delaris and Haris Alexiou, giving concerts with the most notable at the Rainbow, London, June. In the same year, she released her first studio album named as Kanoume Apopse Mian Arhi and won the prize for Best Singer and Best Song, as Kanoume Apopse Mian Arhi, of the year at the annual Song Festival of Thessaloniki, Paleta Sports. In 1978 she was proposed by ERT, Greek national television, to represent Greece at the 23rd Eurovision Song Contest. There were two candidate songs, Poso Esigaupo and O Kyrios Novel. Finally, due to controversies between the composers of the songs, her participation was disqualified and Tanya Tsanaklidou went to the contest. Her second album Katrino Galazio was released in 1979 and produced the hit Aftos Poparamino, The One I'm Waiting For. The album reached platinum status and became the best-selling record of the year in Greece. In 1980, Vissi participated in the 25th Eurovision Song Contest representing Greece with the song Autostop, Hitchhike, finishing 13th with 30 points. In the same year she released her third album Nine, Yes, reaching gold status with 50,000 units sold. The album produced the hits Oso Ehophony, As Long As I Have My Voice, and Methys Mini Politia, Drunken State. 1 year later her fourth, self-titled album Anna Vishy was released, reaching gold status. In 1982, she represented her native Cyprus at the 27th Eurovision Song Contest with the song she composed herself, Mono Agapi, Only Love, which ended fifth with 85 points, scoring Cyprus its second highest position to date. The songs were not released on any album or CD single until 2006, when both were released on CD single in time for Vissy's third Eurovision appearance. The English version of Mono Agapi, however, was released as a 7-inch single in 1982, titled Love Is a Lonely Weekend. Its B-side I'm Gonna Be a Fool for You remains unreleased on CD. In May 1983, she married Nikos Karvelas, a composer, with whom she collaborated in 1975, and in November she gave birth to her daughter Sophia. After their marriage, she started a close collaboration with Karvelas. Since 1975, all her releases have become gold or platinum and have included songs by Karvelas. In 1986, she participated at the Cypriot national final for Eurovision Song Contest with the song Thessaloniki Star, I Want to Be a Star, taking second place. This song is still unreleased up to date. In 1984, Vissi left EMI Greece and signed with CBS Records Greece, which later became Sony Music Greece, a collaboration that lasted until 2013. In March 1984, she released Nahis Cardia, If You Had a Heart. The album was certified gold. The following year her seventh album Katie Simbini, Something Is Happening, was released, which included one of her most famous songs, titled Dodika, 12 o'clock, and reached gold status, selling 80,000 units. In 1986 Iapamani Kanisi, The Next Move, was released. The album included the hit Pragmata, Things, and went platinum, becoming the best-selling record of the year. In February 1988 she released her ninth album Torah, Nout, and in December the album ʻvisi. Inspiration, which went gold. In 1988, she made her debut as a radio producer on ANT1 Radio. Her radio program was titled after one of her songs Takaritsia Inaya Takta, Girls Are Naughty, and was aired every weekend. In the same year, she participated with the song Cleo, I'm Crying, at the Greek national final for Eurovision Song Contest, finishing third. In 1989, she released the highly successful studio album Phosha, Fire, being one of the first albums to feature Western sounds. The lead single Seftika, Fake, became a big hit and the album reached platinum status, selling 180,000 copies and becoming the second best-selling record of 1990. She performed at Diogenes Palace in that same year, Athens' biggest nightclub/music hall at the time. In the early 1990s, she continued performing around Greece with Nikos Karvelas, with appearances at Diogenes Palace and then at Rex. In November 1991, Vissi and Karvelas starred in the first Greek rock opera, Daimons, Demons. Vissi described it as an artistic achievement in her career. However, the play received mostly negative reviews from professional critics and contributed to the relatively unsuccessful period Vissi faced in the early 1990s. A year later, in October 1993, Vissi landed the leading role of Aphrodite in the one-act opera Ode to the Gods by Stavros Sideras. It was held only once in Limassol, Cyprus, during the celebrations for the Commonwealth Day. Over the following years, Karvelas and Vissi released the albums Limbo, 1992, эмais, 1992, Live, 1993, Re, 1994, and O. Kypros, 1995, an album with traditional Cypriot songs. In 1994, she was the hostess on the ANT1 weekly TV show Me and ʻana. The show was cancelled, and in 2008 the production company filed a lawsuit against Vissi claiming unprofessional behavior of the singer because the agreement was for 40 episodes and Vissi dropped out after 10 episodes. The legal conflict between Vissi and the production company appeared to come to an end when the Court of Appeal of Athens led to the final compromise of the two sides to the sum of €400,000. A sum that the singer was supposed to pay in the company against the initial sum of €2.3 million. Vissi was vindicated by the decision of Supreme Court that halved the €400,000 that Vissi was ultimately required to pay. In February 1996, Vissi released the triple platinum album Klima Tropico. The album featured a new sound for Anna Vishy. It has sold 105,000 copies as of 2009. After giving more than 40 concerts all over Greece, she started winter appearances at Club Chaos. In February 1997, Vissi won 3 Greek Music Awards: Best Female Singer, Best Interpretation, and Biggest Airplay Song. In April 1997, Vissi released Travma, which won gold in 12 days and triple platinum in 6 months, eventually selling 170,000 copies. For the winter of 1997 to 1998, Vissi made appearances at Club Gotsi. On New Year's Eve, by invitation of the mayor of Athens, she performed in the Parliament Square in front of more than 20,000 people, an event which was broadcast on TV all over Greece and Cyprus. In March 1998, Vissi broke a record, winning 7 Greek Music Awards for her album Travma. A couple of months later, a new CD single was released with the songs Crush, Mavrogia and Eleni, as well as a re-release of her multi-platinum album Travma, with a bonus CD containing songs from previous albums, only in Australia. In April 1998, Vissi released her album titled Antidoto, which sold more than 80,000 copies in just a week, breaking all previous records to that point. The album eventually achieved triple platinum status, having sold 130,000 copies as of 2009. During the summer of 1998, Vissi presented a show at Club Asteria. Later that year, Vissi gave a charity concert at the Presidential Palace in Cyprus, with the Presidential Orchestra of the Russian Confederacy, Telethon, and continued with 2 concerts in London, in February 1999, Forum Music Theatre, Palladium Theatre. Shortly after, there was also a mini-tour in the US, giving concerts in Los Angeles, Atlantic City, Chicago, Boston, and New York, Madison Square Garden. In New York City, Vissi performed a mini-concert for her fans at the Virgin Megastore in Times Square. This performance was part of a series of events hosted by the Virgin Megastore, promoting some of the world's biggest stars, with Vissi being the only Greek singer to receive this honor. The event was promoted throughout the tri-state area by KTU radio station, and was part of Anna Vishy Day at the biggest Virgin Megastore in the USA. Followed by a short break from music, in April 2000 Vissi performed at London's Royal Albert Hall, at the so-called Millennium Show, singing in front of people from Sony International, marketing managers from Europe, and fans from the United Kingdom. On May 13, 2000, she performed as a special guest star in her native Cyprus, at the 49th annual Miss Universe pageant, which took place at the Eleftheria Stadium in Nicosia. She sang for the very first time her song On a Night Like This, a song who turned world famous at the version record by Kylie Minogue and included in Minogue's album Light Years. Some months later, her first international single was released titled Everything I Am, containing the original version and 3 remixes of the song: Almighty Mix, Eiffel 65 RMX, Groove Brothers Remix, and a song with both Greek and English lyrics called More Oh Wow, No Tomorrow. She also filmed her first music video of a song off that single, directed by Antti Jokinen, Solar Films, Finland, that cost 80 million drachmas, $310,000. Apart from the English language single, She also released the Greek-language single Agapi Ampervaliki on an EP of the same name containing 6 new songs. It became triple platinum and finally settled at 4 times platinum. To promote the single, she started appearances at Asteria Club with Karvelas and the boy band ʻana, with Sean Fernandez as the choreographer. In September 2000, she gave a charity concert at the GSP Stadium in Nicosia, in front of 12,000 people, with ʻana and a group of dancers from Sony International. At the same year, she released her internationally distributed English-language album Everything I Am, which although started as ambitious effort to launch an international career. A week after its release in Greece, the album reached gold status, 20,000 plus copies, while Australia, South Africa, Spain, Italy, France, Germany, Turkey, Finland, Norway, and Asia started to promote it with little success. In November 2000, ʻvisi was released. It was a double album with 24 new songs and included a duet with Katy Garby. It reached 3 times platinum status in 1 month, setting a record, and eventually went 7 times platinum, having sold 175,000 copies, 350,000 units, as of 2009, making it the best-selling album of the 2000s decade and the 8th best-selling of all time in terms of unit sales in Greece. Petros Dragoumenos, however, an independent recording industry researcher and author of the Video Albums Guide to Greek Discography, argues that Despina Vandi's ʻana, 2001, has sold 200,000 copies, 400,000 units, rather than the reported 170,000. Some months later, she started appearances with Garby and ʻana at Theater, while she accepted the invitation of the mayor of Athens to perform in the Parliament Square, at the celebrations of the 2001 New Year's Eve. On June 6, 2001, she was the main singer in a production in Bucharest, Unirii Square, nearby River Dambovidi, along with a no-smoking band and the cinema director and producer Amir Kusturica. The concert, 2001, Peace Odyssey, included a multimedia show, opening with a water screen. More than 150,000 people were present. Kusturica along with producer and director Angelos Hadjiandrea undertook the artistic direction of the event, marrying music with the most modern expression of art. 3 months later, on September 5, 2001, she gave a concert in Cyprus, GSP Stadium, singing in front of more than 18,000 viewers, for more than 3 hours, where she was awarded for the 7 times platinum ʻvisi. In early 2002, Vissi starred in the musical Mala, I Musiki tu Anamog, based on a true love story that took place during World War II in Auschwitz, between Mala Zimetbaum and Edward Galinsky. The play, which was staged at Palace Theatre in Athens, it was written by Karvelas, directed by Yannis Kaklias, and was accompanied by a symphony orchestra conducted by Georgos Niaros. Mala premiered on January 19. The production in Vissi's performance was received tepidly by critics and its commercial performance was mediocre. The musical was shown on Mega Channel a year later. An album containing the songs performed at the play was also released and charted, reaching gold status in Greece and platinum in Cyprus. In late 2002, Vissi released the album ʻvisi, which was produced by George De Angelis. Shortly after, the album was featured on CNN's Music Room, where they talked about how the album reached #1 in Greece. The album quickly reached #1 on the IFPI charts, and was certified 2x platinum. In the winter of 2002 to 2003, she was working at Fever Club in Athens, performing with Yannis Piraeus. In May 2003, Vissi performed with Nikos Karvelas and Irene Mercouri at Boom in Thessaloniki. On July 15, 2003, Vissi gave a concert at Aplasvoula/Apollonies Actis, with special guest star Nikos Karvelas. In September 2003, Vissi gave another concert in Cyprus, at the Syrian Stadium in Limassol, to celebrate her 30-year-old career. At the same year, she was awarded with a prize for her whole contribution from the Cyprus Paralympic Organization, while a square in Larnaca was named after her. She also met and talked with the President of the Republic of Cyprus, in the Presidential Palace, in Nicosia. Just before 2004, on December 5, 2003, Vissi released the double album Paroxenes Icons, which won 2x platinum in 6 months. This was Vissi's first album since 1981's Anna Vishy that included songs written by other composers besides Nikos Karvelas. The album produced many hits. To promote the album, she started appearing at Diogenes Studio for the winter season 2003 to 2004, with Konstantinos Christoforou, Minos, and girl band High Five. On March 31, 2004, Vissi performed in the Liberty Square in Nicosia, at a concert part of the celebrations for Cyprus's entry at the European Union, after an official invitation from the Republic of Cyprus. In May 2004, she went on a small tour in England and the United States, with Labis Lydia, with whom she collaborated in the early 90s, while in July, her album Paroxenes Icons was re-released with a bonus CD single called Remixes 2004, which went gold. On August 29, 2004, Vissi performed at the closing ceremony of the XXVII Olympiad, in Athens. She then gave a concert in Cyprus on September 3, at the GSP Stadium in Nicosia, where she sang for the first time her new English song called Call Me. On December 20, 2004, Vissi released a live album and DVD, which went platinum in its first week of release. It sold 40,000 copies. After that concert, she moved to the United States for the preparation and promotion of her single Call Me. In the United States, the single was released by Mono Records, which, during its collaboration with Vissi, was called Vanilla/Mono Records. It features 12 remixes, and went to number 1 on the Billboard Hot Dance Music Club Play chart and number 2 on the Billboard Hot Dance Airplay chart. Vissi then performed at the legendary Copacabana in New York for the KTU Party Rock. During the winter and through to the summer of 2005, she went around to clubs as part of her mini USA tour to promote Call Me. Some of the clubs included Central, Mirage, DNA, the Soundgarden and Studio 9. In July 2005, Vissi returned to Greece and released Call Me as a CD single by Sony BMG, along with a new English-language song titled Live. The single reached number 1 on the IFPI singles charts and achieved gold certification. In that same month, Vissi started recording her new Greek album. In August 2005, she took to the stage of the Coca-Cola Soundwave, which was held in Mykonos. There she sang her new English song Light and surprised fans and media by appearing on stage with half her head shaved. This performance was considered by many to be her comeback to the Greek music scene after an absence of more than a year. On September 27, 2005, Vissi released a new Greek album titled Nylon. The album went platinum within 24 hours of its release and peaked at number 1 on the IFPI Greek Top 50 Albums chart, selling 40,000 copies. Shortly after, in October 2005, the album was released as a dual disc, the first ever to be released in Greece. The dual disc version featured special footage from her and Nikos Karvelas in the studio. In the album, there is a song featuring the lead singer of the Greek hip-hop band Going Through called Eroda I Polemo, Love or War. On November 24, 2005, Vissi started performances at Botanikos Club in Athens, Greece with Going Through, Dimitris Korgialas and Despina Olympia, which lasted until March 2006. Greek national broadcaster ERT chose Vissi to represent Greece in the Eurovision Song Contest 2006. There were 4 candidate songs, which she sang during a song selection show on March 14, 2006 at Botanikos Club. Greek viewers used televote and SMS messages along with a panel of judges to choose the song Vissi would sing in the Eurovision Song Contest 2006. 2 of the competing songs were composed by Nikos Karvelas, namely Everything and Who Cares About Love, with Vissi herself penning the lyrics to Everything. The third song, A Beautiful Night, was written by composing group Pegasos, while the last song, Welcome to the Party, was written by Greek composer Dimitris Kontopoulos. Everything was selected as the entry song of Greece, winning 47.79% of the votes. The day after the final, Vissi filmed the song's music video. Her previous record label, Minus EMI, released a CD single of her 2 prior Eurovision entries Autostop and Mono Agapi. Shortly after the filming of the song's music video was completed, Vissi embarked on a promotional tour across Europe starting on April 12, 2006 with Russia. She also visited Malta, Cyprus, Albania, Serbia and Montenegro, Romania, Spain, Netherlands, Sweden, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Belgium, and ended her tour on May 10, 2006 in Israel. On April 19, 2006 she released a CD single for her Eurovision entry Everything. It featured the original version of Everything and a remix of it by DJ Valentino and Christodoulos Siganos. She then also re-released Nylon as Nylon, Euro Edition, which includes all of the songs from her album Nylon, as well as the entry song Everything in original, remixed and karaoke version. Euro Edition also contains the 3 other Greek Eurovision pre-selection songs, Beautiful Night, Who Cares About Love and Welcome to the Party, which has entered the playlist of American satellite radio station Sirius B. During the contest, Vissi performed in the 16th spot of the night and appeared alone on stage, wearing a Jean-Paul Gaultier outfit. Although she had been one of the favorites during the pre-contest period, she only managed to get 9th place with 128 points. Hers was one of the 2 pre-qualified entries to finish in the top 10, the other being Romania. The other 8 songs were all qualified from the semi-final. Finland won the contest with the rock band Lordi and their song Hard Rock Hallelujah. In interviews prior to the contest, she had stated that if there was anyone she would like to lose to, it would be the Finnish entry. Lordi had also expressed their liking of the Greek song in interviews, too. Following the contest, everything was released in Finland on May 24, 2006, by Sony BMG Finland. It had already been released in Sweden and it peaked at 24. It featured a different cover than the original single. The dual-disc version of Nylon was also re-released with the Eurovision single. Vissi gave a concert at London's Royal Albert Hall on May 27, 2006. She also had a concert on September 8, 2006 at GSP Stadium in Nicosia, Cyprus, which kick-started her Greek mini-tour. The tour was called The Best of Anna Vishy 2006 and was covered by Alpha TV. In the fall of 2006, she embarked on a Greek mini-tour, performing around Greece in sold-out concerts, as well as Cyprus with Going Through. In the beginning of 2007, Vissi moved to Los Angeles, United States to start work on an English album. In February 2007, she accompanied longtime friend Patricia Field to the Academy Awards ceremony in Los Angeles, United States. Vissi also embarked on a world tour in January 2007. She traveled to Australia with Konstantinos Christoforou and had 3 concerts in Melbourne and Sydney, and from April 10, 2007 through May 1, 2007, she toured North America. Along with Takis Zakaratos, she performed in Chicago, New York City, Atlantic City, Connecticut, Foxwoods, Los Angeles, Montreal, and Toronto. Vissi continued her tour in October 2007 with a European mini-tour. The concerts included Amsterdam and Brussels, with her concert in Paris being cancelled without an explanation. During the tour, she stated that she was only halfway through her world tour. In September 2007, Sony BMG released a compilation titled The Essential Anna Vishy in select markets. The album contains 17 tracks, including some of Vissy's biggest hits. It also includes the previously leaked, but unofficially released English song Is It Safe. In November 2007, she held a special charity concert in London for the ഃvisi and Benevolent Fund. It was held at the Royal Opera House in Covent Garden with the London Philharmonic Orchestra, and she raised £250,000, excluding the entrance tickets costing £200. On New Year's Day, Vissi kicked off the new year by holding a large concert in Larnaca, Cyprus. She spent a large portion of 2007 and 2008 recording her English album. In an interview with fans, she discussed the album, describing it as a rock album with unbelievably nice songs that some of the biggest people in the USA music industry worked on. It is an album that could only be made in the USA, that represents who I am, and I believe that this album will be a big plus in my career so far. It was revealed that the album will be released in the first half of 2009. In February 2008, Vissi signed to Maple Jam Music Group for the management of the release of her upcoming Greek and English albums. In April 2008, Mad TV hosted a competition for its Greek Week in which visitors to their website were able to vote for their 10 favorite Greek music videos, with the winners being showcased in a special Greek Top 30 countdown on April 20. Vissi was the most nominated artist with 13 music videos, and managed to secure the number 1 position with Treno, while Agapi and Pravaliki came in at number 4 when the top 30 were announced. On June 28, 2008, Vissi posted the song Duri Dakta, that had been recorded previously, on her official MySpace profile for her fans. The song did not appear on her new album. Later in the year, on October 4, 2008, Vissi held a charity gala at the Grosvenor House Hotel in London. A bonus track from the Greek album was released on October 29, 2008, along with its music video. The song, titled To Peril on Mount, My Past, is the title track to the Greek film Bang Bang, released in December 2008. The music video for the song was filmed on October 22, 2008, at the Mall Athens. With Cosmos sponsoring the album, 3 songs from the album were released on November 26, 2008. Exclusively on the Cosmos online music store. Vissi's Greek album Apagorevmeno was released on December 9, 2008, including songs by Patrick Leonard, Adam Cohen, Cara Diaghilardi, Glenn Ballard, Dan Wilson, Yannis Kefanides, and Vissi herself. The production of this album was done by Vissi herself, Greg Ladany, Patrick Leonard, CJ Evanston and Yannis Kefanides. It was the first album since 1983 not to include any songs and, generally, any input by Nikos Karvelas. The reason she gave for this in an interview with Downtown Magazine was that the two had got tired of each other, but clarified that this did not rule out a collaboration in the future. The album was certified gold in the first week of release, and reached number 1 on its second week on the charts before settling at 2x platinum status. In August 2009, Apagorevmeno became the first album to have 4 top 10 singles on the official Greek download chart by Billboard since the launch of the chart. As of April 2009, the album has sold 27,000 copies. As it happened in many cases throughout Vissi's career, she was criticized by some journalists. Eleftheros Typos cited the album as a relative commercial failure and furthered the commercial decline Vissi had faced in the 2000s. Although this was partially due to hardships faced by the Greek music industry, including piracy, the financial crisis, and changing musical tastes, leading to a general decline of the late pop scene and image-based singers. In an article about the golden trio of Greek pop, consisting of Vissi, Despina Vandi, and Sakis Ravas, Anna Vlavyanov Divima noted Vissi as having the most vociferous decline of the group. She cited several reasons for this, such as Vissi's unsuccessful result at Eurovision and long absences from Greece in pursuit of a career abroad at a relatively advanced age, leading to her losing a portion of her established Greek fanbase. Additionally, while in previous years the supposed rivalry between Vissi and Vandi drew heavy media attention, with the public curious as to who would come out on top, she cited ʻana Paparazou as replacing both artists as top contemporary female in the latter half of the decade. Haris Symbolitis of Avopoulos also alleged that on Apagorevmeno Vissi appeared to be attempting to catch up to her contemporaries, Paparazou and Peggy Zena. Despite these comments, Apagorevmeno became the biggest-selling album by a female artist in Greece for the year 2009. On February 24, 2009, Vissi renewed her contract with Sony Music Greece. Vissi had originally planned to start appearances at Athens Arena in February 2009, as part of her comeback and for promotion of the new album. However, she decided to hold a big concert in Athens during the summer, instead. The tour began in July 2009 and all appearances were sold out throughout Greece. The tour ended with a concert at GSP Stadium in Nicosia, Cyprus, on September 25, 2009. Overall, the tour was a success for Vissi, who had not performed for the Greek audience in 4 years. On November 16, 2009, Apagorevmeno was re-released as Apagorevmeno Plus with 3 new songs and 2 remixes in special ecological packaging. Vissi started appearances at Athens Arena on November 6, 2009 with Greek band Blai, Yorgos Sambanis, Mario, Varaboufi, Elisavat Spanu, Mikalis Zis, and DJ Adin Trick. The show was named The Fabulous Show, after her then latest single, Fabulous, which was included in Apagorevmeno Plus. The show marked the big comeback of Anna Vishy in the nightlife of Athens after 4 years of absence and received great reviews. Vishy was on stage for almost 4 hours every Friday and Sunday until closing night on March 20, 2010. Although the show was fully crowded in its first few performances, it was negatively affected by the financial crisis and did not meet attendance expectations overall, despite being highly anticipated and receiving an extensive promotional campaign. After the run in Athens, the show moved to Thessaloniki on April 3, 2010 with spectacular opening night attendance. On October 9, 2010, Vishy released the single ʻvisi ʻana. The music and lyrics are by Nikos Karvelas, the song being their first collaboration in 4 years. On October 24, she released a 3-track CD single titled ʻvisi ʻana packaged with newspaper Real News Nationwide, while on December 19 she released the new studio album ʻvisi ʻana. For the winter season 2010-11, Vishy teamed up with Sakis Ravas for a concert series at Athens Arena called Face to Face, beginning on October 15. This marked their first appearance in collaboration since they both appeared together at Club Chaos in 1996, as well as being Vishy's second year in a row appearing at Athens Arena. The show extended to March 19, as Ravas was scheduled for surgery prior to his Easter solo shows, and was the most successful show of the season. In late December 2010, Vissi launched a songwriting contest for amateur writers to submit songs to her, which lasted until mid-February 2011. Vissi released a documentary named ʻvisi on Alpha TV on March 30, 2011. Described as a rockumentary by Vissi, she first confirmed she was filming with director and friend Christine Krokos in July 2010. The show, which Vissi has stated is not a reality show, focuses on Vissi's everyday life and include footage from the last 3 years, including her proceeds recording album, practicing with Roundless for the Face-to-Face show, and meetings with Jean-Paul Gaultier and Dave Stewart. Vissi performed a charity concert at the OACA Stadium on April 15, 2011 to raise money to save the amateur league Panathinaikos football team. On April 27, Vissi gave a charity concert for the Sophia Foundation in Nicosia. In May 2011, Vissi embarked on a North American and Canadian tour. On May, an interview in Los Angeles said that she will do concerts in Germany and Cyprus. On June 15, 2011, Vissi began the European tour and the first concert was to take place in Limassol, and 2 days later, on June 17, in Bucharest. In September 2011, Vissi performed a mini-Cypriot tour titled ʻana, performing 4 concerts. On November 5, 2011, Vissi performed in Stuttgart, Germany. On November 12, Vissi was awarded by Hellenic Charity Ball, who recognized the brightest arts and entertainment luminaries in the Greek-American community. The ceremony took place in San Francisco. On December 5, premiered exclusively released on Rhythmos FM the first song Mono and Trilatho, Only If I Go Crazy. On December 16, 2011, Vissi started appearing at Club REX in a concert series titled Dodika with Mary Linda. The show is very successful and a lot of Greek celebrities and thousands of fans visit Rex every weekend to watch the best Vissi show in all the 00s. On February 20, premiered on Rhythmos FM the song ʻana Fevgo, Time to Go. On March 21, premiered on Rhythmos FM the song Me and Nylon to Polly, One Night at Most. On March 28, released the music video for ʻana Fevgo. On May 27, premiered on Drama SFN the song Tyranniumai. On June 28, released the music video for Tyranniumai, Tyranny. The song reached the top Greek charts and Greek airplanes and came first in Greek iTunes charts. On July 12, premiered on Lamsai FM the song Benzini, Gasoline. On July 20, she released the 5-track CD single Tyranniumai packaged with magazine Teletheatus nationwide. The CD single features Tyranniumai, a remix of Tyranniumai, ʻana Fevgo, Me and Nylon to Polly, Benzini, a remix of Benzini, and the 2 music videos for ʻana Fevgo and Tyranniumai. On August, she began her summer 2012 tour in Greece. On October 4, premiered the song Deni Eni Simek, It's Not a Lie. On October 26, 2012, Vissi started appearing at Club Kentroathenon in a concert series titled LAV with Nikos Zoidakis and Demide. On late November 2012, Sony Music in cooperation with Minos released Access All Areas, a 5-CD compilation to mark Anna's 40-year musical career. The compilation included 84 songs from her first album as Kanoume Apopse Mian Arhi through her latest EP Tyranniumai. A 64-paged book accompanied the CDs with previously unreleased photos of Anna by Christine Krokos. The release was a limited one, with initially only 500 numbered copies being issued in both Greece and Cyprus. All 500 copies were shipped on just 3 days, and the compilation was released in March 2013 with further 750 copies. The compilation reached number 3 on the official Greek IFPI charts. Vissi released a Christmas song called Christogena, Merry Christmas, to her fans as a gift from her official website on December 13. And on her birthday, December 20, she released a new song called Protomode, I Prefer, written by Nikos Karvelas. On Valentine's Day, she released her new song IPO Megali Apati Ianido Erotas, The Biggest Fraud is Love. It is a ballad with only piano music and is also written by Nikos Karvelas. On March 22, the rock opera Daimons premiered at Theatre Palace with 15 actors, dancers and 16 musicians and continued with huge success until June 2. 10,000 tickets have been sold up before the premiere, while, according to Thessaloniki Song, the production company of Daimons, a total of 53,000 tickets have been sold until June, and was the biggest hit of the year. On the final day, Vissi announced that Daimons will reopen on October 5 for 10 more shows. On April 1, 2013, after the great economic crisis in Cyprus, Anna Vishy among other 49 artists appeared in Nicosia in a concert with the aim to help people in need by requesting clothes, food, and medicine instead of tickets. Vissi sung her own songs Sta Ronia Tizipamonies, as Kanoume Apopse Mian Arhi and Dodika, as well as the songs Hriso Persino Philo and Tiyaya Simia. Vissi appeared on a similar purposed concert in the city of Larnaca on May 27, singing among other artists in front of an audience of 30,000 people, singing Dodika, Tiyaya Simi, Tilerko Tissa, and Tarialia, Cypriot traditional songs, Den Iene Sima and Antonis Ramos Dio Semita. During the concert, Vissi and Antonis Ramos announced their plans to star together next winter in Athens. In July 2013, Vissi gave 3 sold-out concerts in Cyprus. The hugely successful tour was called Anna Me Pathos, Anna with Passion, and Anna visited Limassol on July 27, Larnaca on July 29, and Nicosia on July 30. She also gave a sold-out concert in London's Coco Club and appeared in Brussels' Bozer for a charity concert in November. Diamonds were released as 2 CD and 2 DVD boxes with TV magazine Tylahitis. The album sold 80.240 in its first week, making the magazine the #1 magazine of the week and achieving 7% raise of its usual sales. In November 2013, it was announced that Vissi signed with record label Panic Records in its new label Panic Gold. The first song, and first single off the forthcoming album My Kathameranata Damas, Our Daily Routine, was released in mid-November 2013 and became the most popular single on the iTunes daily charts on the first day of its release, helping it to make a No.2 debut on the weekly official Greek iTunes charts and the official Greece Digital Songs chart by Billboard. It was reportedly the most played song in Greece on its very first week of release. On December 20, her new show ʻana Kanina, One or Nothing, with Antonis Ramos opened at the Pantheon Theatre in Athens. 2 new songs from the forthcoming album were presented there, Instagram and the duet with Antonis Ramos, ʻana Kanina. On January 20, 2014, it was announced that Vissi was voted as the best female artist of the past 15 years from the audience of the No One music station in Cyprus, Super FM. The same day, ʻana Kanina was officially released on the radios in Greece and Cyprus. On January 24, ʻana Kanina was released as digital single, and by January 28, both versions of the song available on iTunes, radio version and the original longer version, were on the 2 top positions of the Greek iTunes chart, and on February 6, it debuted at #1 of the official digital singles chart in Cyprus. The song peaked at the top spot of the most popular radio station's 3rd single, Calitaires. Mirrors, Better Days, written by Nikos Karvelas and produced by Alex Leon, was released in April 2014, and Panic Records announced in Facebook that the new remixed album would follow shortly. On April 11, the first application created for a Greek artist, the Fanatics Live app, was released. In July 2014, the rector of the University of Bolton, Professor Dr. George Holmes, awarded honorary doctorate in arts to Anna for her contribution to music. On September 29, Pantheon Theatre, it was announced that the new rock opera by Nikos Karvelas will be premiered in 2015. The title of the new rock opera, the leading role of which would be played by Anna Vishy, was announced as I Campaigns to Edelweiss Bells. On October 3, Australia. She also performed in Canada to help the restoration of a Greek Orthodox church. On October 14, Panic Records announced that they were planning to release new songs from the OST of I Campaigns to Edelweiss and their plans to release ʻana Kanina on CD and DVD. They also announced that a new studio album was planned for 2015. On November 10, a new remix version of her 1997 track Appolito Kino was released by Panic Records. Appolito Kino, 2015 version, featured rapper Mike. On November 14, the main cast of I Campaigns to Edelweiss was announced and included Giannis Smagiaris, Nikolaos Karagiouris, Thanasis Alevre, Emilios Stamatakis, and Tanya Trippi. A digital single was released on January 30 for the song as Min Pun, Tipata, Let's Say, Nothing, from the rock opera soundtrack. The rock opera finally premiered on February 12, 2015, with great success and positive reviews. On October 12, she released her new song Giasena, For You, written by Nikos Karvelas as the first single of her upcoming album Synentheksi, Interview. The album Synentheksi was released on Monday, November 30, 2015, featuring 14 new songs. All songs were composed by Nikos Karvelas, while lyrics were provided by Karvelas and Gerasimos Evangelatos, in 4 songs. The album charted to #1 of both Cyprus and Greece's iTunes charts based only on the pre-orders, and has also entered the top 100 in Malta and Spain. The weekend before the release of the album, major radio stations in Cyprus and Greece held an Anna Vishy weekend previewing exclusively the new songs. During this weekend, the up-tempo track ʻana was confirmed as the second single off the album and became the biggest hit off the album. The album won Album of the Year at the Super Music Awards 2016 in Cyprus. In June 2016 she presented the hit ʻana as well as the new single entitled Tracks in ʻvisi on the MAT Video Music Awards 2016, where she received award for her contribution to the music industry the past 40 years. Since 2015 and for 5 consecutive years Anna Vishy holds a successful residency in Hotel ʻana Club in Athens. In 2018 and 2019 she performed the same show with big success in Thessaloniki's Barbarella nightclub and toured extensively during all summers in Greece, Cyprus, and around the world because of her innovative musically show. She released her third live album called Hotel ʻana Live 2015 to 2018. In 2004, she spoke passionately against the UN-proposed ʻana plan. Vissi met Nikos Karvelas in the early 1980s. And they were married in 1983. They have a daughter, Sofia Karvelas, who lives in New York. They later got divorced, but remain good friends. Karvelas continues to write most of Vissy's songs.